Today we're looking at FadesBlue, a Diamond 5 Kiriko. They requested this review on the Overwatch University subreddit, where they wrote, "The enemy Kiriko is saying Kiriko gap every time she gets a kill. And my team, instead of backing me up, they're agreeing with him. I don't know what to do. Our DPS couldn't get a kill on their Kiriko that's just constantly harassing us, and they're blaming it on me when I'm doing all I can to keep them up. Why are people blaming me when I'm doing my best to heal the team and keep them up? And yet they still die and blame me for not healing them. I'm so lost. What is wrong with these people?" Well, hopefully you're not just looking for validation here. Hopefully you actually want tips on how you can play better. As far as people trash talking, don't let it get to you. Your team was probably coping and just looking for a scapegoat, and they chose you. And as far as the enemy Kiriko, having an ego, especially in low diamond, is really cringe. So if you find yourself getting tilted or you're in a bad mood, try playing with all text and voice turned off. That can really be good for just minimizing distractions and just really helping you focus on the game. I'll do that myself sometimes. If I come into Overwatch not in the best mental space, that I found that to be really helpful. But I do have to say, given from your post and the stats you shared, it does seem like their Kiriko was really going for damage, whereas you were kind of just focused on healing. And I could kind of understand why you were struggling if that was the case. Like somebody who commented on your post actually put it really well, in my opinion, where they said, "Better to try to deal with the problem yourself instead of trying to keep up teammates that can't or won't deal with it." And that's really what I want you thinking about. It's okay to just pocket people and heal if, we're rolling, we got a really dominant tank, something like that. But if we're struggling, we got to think about making plays ourselves. So I'm sure this will come up more specifically in the VOD, so let's get right into it. First thing we always want to do is take a look at our team comp. So we got Junker Queen, Reaper Cassidy, Kiriko, and we got our first Yari in a game. That should be interesting. Fairly, close range brawly. You can play behind the Junker Queen, if the Yari's not really, flanking, going for damage. If she's, playing close to the team, putting the healing pylon up, you can really think about off-angling, trying to get some sneaky kills, trying to take the enemy team's attention, away from the main area here. Certain things you can think about, but yeah, let's see how it goes. You are going for some early damage. This is good. Try to be careful about the jumping, though. Yeah, I don't think we really needed to swift step there, but it's okay. Okay, there's the enemy Kiriko, and we definitely could have got some shots on her. Let's watch that back. So you're healing Reaper. He faded. He's good now. She's right in plain view. So it's okay to be healing your team. Reaper's taking a lot of damage, I understand, but we can weave 1 to 2 kunais in between emptying our healing Ofuda meter. I made a video a while back how to maximize your damage and healing as Kiriko. I'll link it in the description. But basically the gist of that video is, as I said, you can always afford to weave 1 or 2 kunais in between healing a target. So really what you should be doing here is, healing up Reaper, throwing some at this Kiriko, and then, you can go back to healing as you need. Instead of just letting her get away for free like we did. Try to play closer to a wall. You don't want to be spam jumping out in the open like that. Very dangerous. And same thing, your team wasn't really taking a lot of damage. We could have been focused on damaging that Kiriko when she came up into us. Going for damage. So definitely, I think the jumping, especially when you were aiming down this area, just spam jumping like that. Diamond 5 is really the rank where you want to get out of that habit, because if they're running hit scan, a Widow, even a Cassidy, Ashe, something like that, it's very easy for them to just pinpoint your head because your movement is very predictable going up and down. So I really want you to think about getting out of that habit. The other thing too is you can be messing up your own aim if you're constantly moving yourself on the screen. So just some things I really want you thinking about, especially at this level. We are going to have Kitsune here. Like, see, you're spam jumping out in the open. You have to nade yourself because of that. You definitely want to play closer to a wall. And look, our Iari dies. And then we die because what happened back there is, you know, we were just playing out in the open where everybody can see us. I remember their Ana was shooting us. We Suzu to keep ourselves up. And then as we came around here, our Iari got antied. We weren't able to use Suzu to keep her up. And then, you know, we got collapsed by the Genji ourselves. So definitely, like I was saying, try to think about playing closer to a wall. 3 things I always say that you should think about when it comes to support positioning are A, can I see my team? B, can I see the enemy team? C, do I have cover I can quickly duck behind if necessary? I'd say the first 2, you were in a good position, but, you know, playing out in the open, if you're taking damage like that, you don't have cover that you can duck behind. And as we saw, you were forced to use Suzu because of it. So definitely think about playing closer to a wall because that was very much preventable. And the worst part is, look at this. Like, your Junker Queen and Reaper kill both their supports. Like, let's see what happens in this fight. I'll still watch it from your point of view, but okay, she gets a 3rd kill, but her whole team dies around her, and she's all by herself right now. So we lost that fight, but if you had been playing corners, you know, playing by walls and staying alive, 100% that was a winnable fight. Yeah, she needed to get out, but yeah, we do not want to keep pushing. We want to get out of here. I would honestly think about, like, just swift stepping into your sim earlier. And now they're coming in with ults. I don't know why our Iari ulted. But yeah, we needed to back out sooner because now we're staggering. And this is really bad.
Time to get clever.
So you guys need to wait for your Junker Queen and full regroup. Oh wait, can we kill the... Okay, we killed the Doom.
The breeze brings relief. The goddess is here.
Okay, that is a big no-no, especially in Diamond. You do not want to use Swift Step to move forward and, like, go closer to where the enemies are. You want to hold on to Swift Step as a means to escape. We didn't need, like, it wasn't like Mei was in a lot of danger and, like, urgently needed our healing. And even if she was, Swift stepping into her and putting ourselves in danger as well would be really bad. But yeah, hold on to that and save it to get out, because Diamond 5, like, if you're wasting your Swift Step like that, like, I'm going to be honest with you, you're going to hit a hard ceiling here. Yeah, see? Exactly. We die because we didn't have that ability. Did we have that ability? I just want to make absolute sure. Yeah, it was still 2 seconds on cooldown.
Washed away. Hi.
And their Kiriko, I gotta be honest, is kind of lighting up the kill feed.
Time to come out of my cave. Let's do this, Snowball.
Fast forward a little bit. And that is... you're typing in the middle of a comp game. Like, that's really bad. I get it's kind of in between fights, but we can hear the Doomfist, like, actively engaging our team. This is not a moment to be typing. Like, if you're going to communicate with your team, do it in voice. If you're going to type, do it when, you know, you die or something. Do not be going AFK like this in the middle of comp games. That is really bad.
Soothing your wounds.
We can open up a little more. See our Cassidy's going up. He gets 2 kills. And it looks like we win the fight, but let's be completely honest. What was your contribution to that? Nothing. Not trying to be a dick, but we're kind of playing a little passive, just kind of focusing on healing people. We should be going for a little bit more damage, pushing up a little bit more when we have our team in front of us, while also playing around corners, playing behind cover. We could, there we go, perfect. That was a good Kitsune. Yeah, Mercy's kind of an interesting play here, especially when you guys are struggling, but...
Bathe in sunlight.
But yeah, we definitely need to be going for damage here. So yeah, I mean, you did a very good job as far as evasion. I think the Kitsune in response to their Kitsune was good. It was kind of unfortunate that our Mercy was playing really close and died, but we were kind of just focused on healing there, especially when we ult. We want to really take advantage of that to fire some damage out.
Okay, I learned from that.
And that right there, let's talk about that. Where were we? So we're coming out. Our Mei's right there. What do? We swift step into her out in the open where these guys can focus us down. For one, the swift step was 100% unnecessary. We could have easily, like, at the very least, you know, rotated this way to get that Suzu out on Mei. The other thing too is, like I said before, you can't be swift stepping to engage like that. Like, you said you were Diamond 5. Like, once again, I'm not trying to be a dick, but this is the type of stuff that I'm teaching Silver Kirikos about. Like, Diamond 5, I definitely expect you to be beyond this. We need to be saving that swift step to disengage and escape when we're put in danger. The last thing you want is to just go right here out in the open where people can focus you down, and now you don't have that ability to save yourself. Backing out. So we probably could have swift step earlier if we hadn't wasted it there. But at the same time, like, you should be thinking about just looking in the direction of your Junker Queen and holding on to that button. So the moment you get that cooldown back, you can just safely get to her and avoid this death.
Outnumbered. They finally got up there.
Can't keep the sun down.
Yeah, Mercy's out in the open. That's not your fault. Yeah, we especially when we see people pushing up like this, we want to keep moving back. Like, if you go beyond this little door here, you are completely invulnerable. They're not going to kill you. So just continuing to hang out here when you see them 3 people pushing up into you is just really bad.
The day's not over yet.
Same thing, we're swift stepping to engage, but I've already talked about it and we die. Alright, that's the end of round 1. So yeah, playing a little passively, focusing on healing a little bit too much, definitely allowed the enemy team to put a lot of pressure because they weren't feeling pressure themselves. The other things too, you know, playing out in the open, not playing walls, playing cover. Diamond 5 is really where you're starting to learn about that. So I kind of understand, but I want you thinking about not playing out in the open as much. And then the swift steps, as we saw multiple times, we used it to engage or go into people, and we left ourselves very vulnerable and paid for it dearly.
No.
Those were my main takeaways for the defense round. Let's see how attack goes. I'll actually fast forward a little bit more.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
Okay, you want to be careful about doing that until you know their comp. Like, they don't have any one-shots there, but the last thing you want to do is to, like, wall climb up there and then a Widow just snipes you out of the air. Once again, it's not a terrible thing to do if you know their comp, you know they don't have any one-shots, but just be careful about doing that to open a round. We're kind of healing. I want more kunai. Once again, 1 to 2 kunai between emptying your healing will put in the air. We need to put pressure on these guys to get them off our Zarya. And another thing too, it's like what their Kiriko was doing on attack. You don't have to just sit here and play behind your team. You can come up here, take a little off angle and just try to create a distraction. Maybe you can pick someone off. That's even better. But, distracting the enemy team, making them having to put their attention to multiple areas can just be really effective in alleviating the pressure off your Zarya and allowing her to push up more. Play a little tighter to a wall.
Under my protection.
Like, you're kind of spam jumping out in the open here, and see, Ashe just bursts us down. She lands the dynamite and then a shot. Like, see, like, where your Ana is playing, where she's here, she can poke out to get healing on the Zarya, but if she takes any sort of damage, she can quickly duck behind here if necessary. Same thing, it's like, it's a very small, like, even if you're going to play here, once again, I'd like to see you off angle, but even playing here, it's just a very small difference in position, poking out from this wall, and then, if you get dynamited, you back out here, grab the health pack if necessary, but at the very least, stabilize, instead of just being out in the open where you can get burst down easy.
What's up? The day's not over yet.
Thanks.
But we're gonna have Kitsune. That could be really good, especially like...
Kitsune, guide you!
Ooh, I don't know about that. But I was gonna say, we could like rotate up left with our team. Maybe if you're in voice, tell them to do that. Or type when you were dead. But going up left, Kitsuneing up here to force them off high ground could have been good. But here, like... Your team's not with you. Where are they? Okay, I mean, Ana, Echo are back here. But, like, it's really just you and Zarya. And it was just the Junker Queen here. Everyone else is on high ground. And as you can see, they're just LOSing the Kitsune. And you're not getting any value out of it because of that. So I would, at the very least, like, we definitely need to clear them off high ground. But at the very least, you want it to get a little closer before popping that. Because, like, now it's over. What did it accomplish? Nothing, really. Once again, more damage. Don't just be heal botting. I understand that, Suzu. There, you're kind of just focused on healing your Echo. You know the Genji's, like, right here looking at you. And even then, like, you're not paying attention to your LOS of the Bob, and it kills you. Like, your Echo's doing the same thing, playing out in the open. If she dies, that's more her fault than yours. Number one priority as a support is, like the Bee Gees song, staying alive. I want you to think about using cover, stabilizing yourself, making sure you're not anywhere where you're going to take active pressure. Then you can focus on healing your Echo. Last thing you want is to die to damage where you don't know where it's coming from. Once again, you swift step to engage. That was a good headshot, but she gets away because she used her swift step to escape. Important to note.
Soothing your wounds.
That's good. Yeah, go after the Ash. You pressured her, see? See what happened? You landed a shot or two, and then she moved away to stabilize. Granted, maybe we should have been doing that a little bit later when our team is pushing up a little more. But at the same time, that's what the pressure that you put on people as Kiriko can accomplish. Even if you're not necessarily killing people, just putting more pressure to make them hesitant to poke out and put pressure on you can just be really helpful for your team. Once again, go for damage. Okay, so you died with both your cooldowns. Like, you absolutely cannot let that happen. Like, let's just go back, talk about exactly what happened there with Genji Pop Blade.
Soothing your wounds.
Could be going for damage, but I already talked about it. So we see Genji going after our Ana. We absolutely could have thrown Suzu on her to keep her alive a little bit longer, you know. Take more time off Genji's blade where he's getting less value. But at the very least, if we fail to do that on Ana, we definitely want to be doing that on ourselves here. And then trying to, like, maybe swift step to somebody. Granted, it looks like, you know, you could swift step to Echo up there, but you don't just want to hang out here without using any of your cooldowns and die to a Blading Genji like that.
Team kill.
I liked my wounds. Let's go.
Once again, it looked like you stopped to type there. Please, please, please do not do that in a comp game. Yeah, we could throw our Kitsune to clean up. That could be really good.
Silly human.
Okay, we do get the tank, and we get them to back up. So that's fine. Our Moira feeds, that's unfortunate. But yeah, here we want to think about using our Kitsune. Ooh. Look at what you did. You swift step right into all of these guys. Like, if your sim is out here taking a 3v1 by herself and dies, that's not your fault. Let her die. Don't go in here and put yourself in a dangerous position. And hopefully you're able to get out there. You're not. So, once again, do not use swift step to go into enemies or engage. Use it, save it for yourself. Use it selfishly to escape when you're under danger. If one of your teammates wants to int and die like that, just let them die.
10 seconds.
Can't keep the sun down.
Overtime.
Looks like we gave up there, and that's the game. Okay, normally this is where I would wrap up, have some closing thoughts. But, you know, this game was relatively short, so I figured we'd do something a little bit different this time. We are actually going to watch a little bit of the game from the enemy Kiriko's point of view. We're just going to kind of see how she takes, how her approach is as far as pushing this choke goes.
Trouble's here. Let's get the payload going.
See, she's going for lots of early damage.
What's up?
Barely healed at all. She's coming here, taking that off angle. She's not afraid of the Reaper. She's using the wall, and once she feels a little bit threatened, she swift steps right back to her team. That's you. See, she's going for the off angle again. Going for damage. Everybody focuses her. She swift steps right out. She's creating distractions, and she's taking your team's attention away from the front line. And she's holding on to her swift step to escape, like we said. So those are the type of things that you really need to think about as a Kiriko player and as a support in general, where, you know, you can't just rely on your team to do the work for you. You can't just pocket them and hope for the best. Really think about taking matters into your own hands and having more control over your own games. You know what I mean? Go for early damage. Just watch for the critical meters. Focus on healing then. Otherwise, I just want you just fragging, bursting people down, because that's what this Kiriko did. And as we can see, it played a very huge difference in the outcome of the game. So that's all I have for now. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, anything like that. And best of luck with your climb.